YouTube. I just got done painting my nails. I'm having a very strong urge to binge. That's why I painted my nails. Do anything. 5, 10, 15 minutes. Anything. Nail painting. It works twofold. It is something that you can do when you can't do anything else. You are invested in your urge, your craving. You can't see past it to focus, to read, to watch a movie, to do anything extensive, to talk to anyone. Say you call and no one's available, no one picks up the phone. You don't have the energy or the focus not to give in to your urge. Surfing the urge is an incredibly useful tool. So I am buying time. And it's a task that doesn't involve a whole lot of mental energy, but it involves a small amount of focus. Take your old nail polish off, put new nail polish on, teeth brushing, showers, little tasks like this to get your hands all gooey, your face all gooey if you want to quit smoking, drinking, other things that are urges. If these are occupied, idle hands are the devil's playground. Keep them busy. Of course, you can read or do something of that nature, but if you're really pushing that urge back, literally getting your hands dirty is really useful during this buying time. Your hands or your face, it really brushing your teeth, getting in the water, you getting in the garden. You can't really do those things and do what you want at the same time, and it passes the 15-minute urge. So while my fingernails are drying, I am making this video because I have to. I have gone quite some time now, a couple months, without giving into my own particular addictive urge. And I really don't want to break my cycle. When you get in these moments, returning to your why is also really important. Why am I doing this? And a pros and cons. Consider the pros of making the negative choice. What is that going to provide you? Consider the pros of not making that negative choice. What is it going to provide you? What are the cons of not making that negative choice? What is that going to provide you? What are the cons of making that negative choice? What is that going to provide you? And weigh those things out. This may sound a little more complex than a typical pros and cons list, but again, we don't do things in life that don't work for us in some way, even if those coping mechanisms are negative. So what are the pros for me giving in and commencing eating disordered behavior? I would have dramatic and immediate emotional release. Relief from what is psychologically and physically ailing me right now, a reduction in anxiety. I would have instant gratification, but as I picked up in therapy, I don't go to eating disorder specific therapy, it's a different type of therapy. Maybe I'll get into it at some point, but it's like an emotional credit card. charge it now, you pay back double later. It comes back with interest. So I could get the pro of feeling better now, but I will feel the con, one of them, is I will feel twice as bad later on a more rational level for scratching that immediate itch. As soon as I return to baseline, I will feel guilt, and even more so shame. There's a difference between guilt and shame. Guilt says what I did made me feel bad, I don't think I'll do it again. It made me feel guilty, I think I'll do a corrective thing next time and not repeat it. It's learning. Shame says I am stupid. I am bad. I am wrong. Not I did wrong. That becomes you, and it's hard to get out of that. That perpetuates negative choices. Shame, where guilt can change it. At minimum, a con of this is it will produce guilt later. Another immediate pro is that physiologically I would feel better. I would scratch that itch right now. It's like not eating when you're hungry, holding your breath when you need air, and not breathing. It's extraordinarily difficult. It's mind over matter. Like if I told you to hold your breath now, long as you can, and then keep holding it when your body says, breathe, please breathe, don't breathe in. That's what it feels like to resist an urge, to resist a craving. It's a guttural, instinctual thing, and you just have to push past it. But you would get air. And that's a pro. That's a pro of engaging in the behaviors. It's not only mood modification, but the physiological, biological relief of scratching that itch would go away. However, long term, con is that all of the physical and physiologic damage that whatever your negative addictive process is, financially addictive process, spending too much, shopping addiction, gambling, those type of things, eating too much, not making healthy choices, the bodily damage and lifestyle damage in the long run adds up. And that will be more stress that you will have to deal with, and if you're not coping appropriately, you will deal with negatively later. You're just buying yourself time to go around and around, up and down, around and around in this addictive cycle. Don't process that way. It's time to find new ways. Let's see. A con for not doing it. I may be agitated all day. I may be distracted all day. I may ruminate. I may not be able to get past this. I will be in discomfort. I will have to sit with my emotions. I'll have to sit with the sensation right here. Teeth biting, nail biting sensation. Got this. Con of doing it. Self-harm. Having to wind the clock back from months to moments. Loss of pride. Feeling as if I'm not getting anywhere because this really is the one area in my life where I am making ground, is recovery. and I don't want that to be torn out from under me. The pro of not doing it, proving to myself that I can, even when no one picks up the phone, even when the urge is this strong. So you go through and you make these lists in your head or literally on paper. Not only does it buy you more time and give you something to focus on, but it literally gives you a weighted scale. You can do this with a lot of, not just this type of choice in life, but a lot of choices in life, and really let you see where everything lies, why you're doing certain things, why you would make certain choices, the positives of certain choices, even if they seem to be negative choices. There's always a little bit of both in any which way you go in life, because we don't do things that don't work. If you are trying to correct a negative habit, finding the positive payoffs in negative habits, you can transition those positive payoffs to more productive activities and healthful things. If it causes you to relax, you can find healthier ways to relax that are instant, like a hot bath. Find something that works for you, that provides you that same, or as close to that same check off the box in the positives for doing the behavior that you can, and substitute it. If you're trying to decide between two alternate opportunities in life, weigh them. One of the positives would be having the opportunity. One of the cons of having an opportunity is you eliminate all other opportunities. When you walk down one road, all the other roads are gone. That's the drawback to an opportunity. There are negatives in all positives. Having a pros and cons approach really lets you see what's in front of you before you make a choice solely based on logic and intellect or emotional impulses. Right now the clock strikes 12:25, plus my nail painting time. 15 minutes should have passed. I should be past this urge. I'm not. I am human. I put on a good show. I'm genuine. What I share, when I share it, is genuine. But I want my channel to be about happiness. So of course, I'm not going to focus on the negative. I want my life to be about happiness. So I'm not going to focus on the negative. And I don't want to put that out there for all of you. But I don't want to be fake either. So I want you to know that it's not always perfect. I have to do another little technique, turning the mind, quite often, where you choose to be happy. Literally, you catch yourself thinking about what's gone wrong in your life, what is going wrong. You catch yourself thinking negatively. You catch yourself being cruel to yourself, thinking pessimistically, because you're gaining awareness and insight into yourself. You catch yourself doing those things and you turn it around. You don't keep falling off that cliff. You turn the mind to another subject. You turn it to its opposite subject. If you're fearful, you choose not to think fearfully, and you choose to think about something courageous and awesome and happy. If you're depressed, you choose to smile, literally smile. Open up your arms. It's called willing hands. Open up your body posture. There's a communicatory situation that happens. There's a feedback loop. Not only does our mind cause our body to tighten and tense and have that kind of a response in panic attacks, we can do it in reverse. by opening body posture, smiling. Those type of things actually work on our brain and make us happy. And we think happy thoughts, and we intentionally focus on the things that we're good at. My therapist asked me, he said, now if I asked you to tell me what was wrong with you, what was wrong in your life, you're really good at filling time. I'm sure you could give me a list. I'm going to do something different and ask you to tell me what's good about you. I thought about it. I was quiet. I struggled to list a few things. It didn't take me long to run out of things to say. I've got to work on that. It's where you focus is what you see. It's not okay to be egotistical, of course, but a little bit of healthy confidence is acceptable. I need to build mine. But I also feel more familiar with melancholy, more familiar with my faults. I mean, everybody hears the negatives and tend to tune out the positives. And most of us see our faults quicker than we see our positives. Catch yourself and turn your mind around. So I need to find the positives in the situation, figure out where my head is at. Why is my head here right now? What is really under this? What triggered this urge? I need to pat myself on the back for making positive choices in dealing with this right now, rather than giving into it, for trying to process it. I need to pat myself on the back more in general. I need to figure out where my head is at even about this. That I can have a new goal for today. I can make this my project. That I'm going to win here. And I'm not going to give in here. So, sorry, I was just looking for my coffee. I don't know where I put it. A warm beverage also helps. Something to put in your mouth if you're like me. But I'm gonna let you go. I've talked long enough. Not long enough to bypass the urge, but long enough for you guys. Again, if you're in a spot where you're ready to give in, don't. Pros and cons, ride the wave, phone a friend, get your hands dirty, get your body busy, change the way you think about it, turn your mind, focus on what you're focusing on. You're focusing on the urge, focus on something else, and change the way you're thinking about the urge. You are not bad for having the urge. Think about how powerful you can be by beating the urge. This is an opportunity to be a winner. Okay? Bye, YouTube.